Jasmine, and I am back today with a nursing video. And I asked you guys on Snapchat which topic did you guys want me to address. So about 90% of you guys asked questions about my BSN program. So this video is going to be information about my BSN program, since that is something that you guys were inquiring about. So if you are not aware, I am a registered nurse in the state of Texas, and I only have an associate's degree. So I have my ADN, which means I went through a 2-year nursing program, and I went through all of my clinicals. I sat for NCLEX, passed, and I got my license without having a bachelor's degree. So if you guys are having questions about the difference between the ADN and the BSN and how I did all of that, I'll leave that video below in the description box because I already covered all of that. I'm just going to tell you about the program that I am currently in right now. So I am going to UTA, which is University of Texas at Arlington, but don't get it twisted. I'm still a Sooner girl at heart. Even though I never went to OU, like I've loved OU since I was a little girl. So yeah, let's get that straight. But anyways, I am going to UTA, and their BSN, their RN to BSN program is completely online. So I applied to the program. I was accepted because I met all the criteria. However, there were some prerequisites that I still needed to fulfill. So I had to do statistics. I had to do U.S. History 1 and 2. And I had to do World Lit. So, oh my God, tell me about it. Those classes were such a drag. I am still currently in U.S. History 2. However, I'm not doing that with UTA. I'm actually doing it through San Antonio College just because it's cheaper and it's easier, because taking it at UTA, my instructor was an asshole and his class was hard and he didn't want to help. So the RN to BSN program for UTA is $9,000. Well, on the website it tells you it's like $8,995. Girl, that's $9,000. So it's $9,000. It's a set rate regardless if you live in Texas or if you live in another state. It's just one set price. I think UTA has the cheapest online RN to BSN program. That's why a lot of people go there. They have great reviews on all nurses. And it's just a very popular program because it does not cost an arm, leg, and your youngest child to attend. Of course, the price does increase depending on how many prerequisite classes you need. And like I said, I only needed 4. But I took 2 of them through SAC, so it was a lot cheaper. I'll tell you guys that if you have taken any online classes, the UTA RN to BSN program is fairly easy. If you have been a nurse for a year or 2, it makes it a lot easier. Like, some of the stuff was like common knowledge to me because I have experience. So a lot of the nursing programs, you use things that you do in everyday nursing world. So it was like, okay, I don't really have to read this because I already know. You will take examples of like unit protocols, unit rules, experience with patients without actually using a patient's information, without violating HIPAA. For example, one was communication with family. So being in San Antonio, this is predominantly Hispanic area. So I do get a lot of patients who do not speak English. So I'll get reported and they'll say this is a Spanish speaking patient only. So the class talked about communicating with families, communication barriers. So I was able to discuss in a paper different ways to communicate with a patient that did not speak the same language as me. There were things like Google Translate on the phone. I remember one of my patients, he kept saying telefono, telefono, when he needed to ask me a question because he knew I had the app on my phone. So he would talk into my phone and it would tell me what he said in English, and then I would talk to my phone and it'll tell him my response in Spanish. This was before I changed hospitals. Now our unit has an iPad that connects you to an interpreter. So you literally just hold the iPad up. There's a person on there, like an actual person, and I will say, you know, I will talk in English. The person will interpret everything in Spanish, and they have like medical background, so they can translate medical terms because not all Spanish is the same. I've learned that as well. So these are things that I can use my own experience to bring into class, and I don't have to like read a book or try to Google something. But if you don't have any experience, it's gonna be a lot more difficult for you. So if you're fresh out of school and you go directly into your BSN program, it is gonna be a little bit tough, and you will see some obstacles that will make the process a lot harder than what it needs to be. With that said, I did wait a full year before I went back to school for my BSN, and it was personal preference. I just felt like I needed to learn how to be a nurse first before I went back to school. So that way I wasn't learning how to be a nurse as well as learning all of the stuff that's in your BSN program. I think BSN is focused a lot more on community. Majority of my stuff has been fairly easy as far as the nursing courses. I would say that that year experience has made my BSN program a lot easier. I actually took the slow route. There's two ways you can do the RN to BSN program. You can finish it in 9 months or you can finish it in a year. I took the year route just because I am still working. Well, at that time I was still working full-time, and I did not want to be a full-time student and be a full-time employee, as well as I have a whole family. So there was no way I could do all of that together. So I do one course at a time. Each course is only 5 weeks long, and then you get a week break in between each class. So that's the way I did it. The price is still the same. The price does not change whether you do it in 9 months or you do it in a year. The price is still the same. It's just it takes you a little longer to finish. But if you're working full-time and you want to be a part-time student, I would recommend doing the year route. I have only 4 classes left. I will be done at the beginning of next year, just because I had to redo my schedule based on my move, because I will be moving to New York this year. So I had to adjust my class schedule so that way I was not moving while I was in a class. So with that said, I will be taking like a small break during that move, and then I'll be done at the beginning of next year. And then my plans are to either go to UTA or to go to Walden for my nurse practitioner. I am going to go back to school for my FNP. I am deathly afraid of it, and I will make a whole video dedicated to that. But I do want to let you guys know kind of my future plans in this video, because the steps that I took, I went ADN, BSN, and then I'm going to do FNP. So I did the longer route. But I do plan on going back to school for my FNP next year. It'll probably be towards the end of next year, just because I am moving and a lot of things are changing in my life. So I have to make sure that I am doing everything the right way, so that way I don't hit any obstacles that's gonna come in the way of me not going to school at all. So those are my plans right now, and that is basically what's going on with my BSN. I hope I covered everything for you guys as far as my BSN program at UTA. If you have any other questions, please leave it in the comments below, and I'll make sure to respond. If you're not following me on Snapchat or IG, you need to go do that now. And until the next video, I'll talk to all of you hunts later. Bye.